Thank you for tuning in to watch our Invest Nashville 2024 launch conference. You're about to watch panel number 1, Tailor Made, a look into technology in the banking and finance sector in Nashville. Enjoy.
All right, there's already some buy-in back here about give the hard questions to so-and-so and not him. So, welcome, everyone. So delighted to be here. I'm Joyce Heames, and I'm the Dean of the Jones College of Business at MTSU. It's what a pleasure to be here. This panel is going to be very special in that we're looking at the perspectives of this panel from regional leaders who are putting words into action, into their roles. In this opening panel called Tailor Made, which I love that title, the trends and technologies driving innovation in banking and finance and why they matter for both businesses and individuals. The panelists will share their viewpoints on Middle Tennessee's role in driving innovation in banking and finance, and the discussions take place today that matter the most for all of us. Now, I'm going to ask a couple of questions. This first one is going to be for all of you. And we ask that you kind of keep your responses to about 90 seconds so that we can try to get through as many of these as I can. And then I'll have a question for each one of you. And your name's already on the card. So I didn't actually choose which question who gets what question. But for all of you, considering the wider economy of Middle Tennessee, what have been some of the greatest changes that have placed the region and businesses on a trajectory toward greater innovation? So you would start, Lord?
Yeah, I'm Paul Allen. I'm the CEO of Wealth Strategies Partners, and we're a wealth management, total financial planning firm here in Nashville. But I think when we look and see how Nashville has grown, obviously, we see the cranes, and with those cranes and the growth here, there's a ton of wealth coming here. They're right behind us. There's a beautiful Alliance Bernstein building. Goldman Sachs is here, and the last I heard, those two companies don't come to cities full of a bunch of poor people. So there's definitely a ton of growth, and wealth continues to accumulate here. And in my opinion, that's going to lead to people that do my job, that we're going to have to innovate with that.
Fantastic. Yes, sir.
You know, Nashville is a very big city and has so many great resources. When you look at just the foundation, I would say it's an education system. You know, you look at the universities that support the city of Nashville, that's really the core. You got a skilled workforce here. When you couple that skilled workforce with a city like Nashville that has so much rich culture, you know, I travel a lot, but there's no place like Nashville in terms of understanding who Nashville is and communicating that to everyone. So when you come to Nashville, you see the music, but it's not about just music. It's the healthcare. I mean, the business sector. It's just the total package. And, you know, and it's about the people. I think a lot of cities are in a great position, but cities are great because the people in the city believe the city is great. And let me just give you a great example. You know, first time I came to Nashville, well, when I moved here 5 years ago, you know, I was getting an Uber, and the Uber driver was talking about how great Nashville was.
Yeah.
Most cities sit around and people talking about what's wrong, what's not right. But Nashville has that vibe about we focus on the things that are going right and use that to continue to build city. So the thing I'm going to say to you, Nashvillians, be proud of where you've been, where you're going, because you're taking it to a whole new level. And a lot of people wish they could be in this situation.
Tell us who you are and just a little bit about your company.
I'm Johnny Moore. I'm the region president for Truist. We're a little financial institution here that supports a lot of entities, but we're proud to be here and support this city. I mean, we've been over here 100 years. We've kind of gone through several mergers, but we've been here over 100 years and been a great partner for the city. And we're still bullish on Nashville and what it can be and where it's going.
Fantastic. Thank you. I think the humming in the city is not just from the equipment and the cranes, it's from the people. That's what keeps it going.
Bradford Vieira, ServisFirst Bank here in Nashville. I agree with everything you guys said. I think Ms. Kennedy kind of really started off well. I mean, I was born and raised here in Nashville. So been here a long time, and it's been one positive step after another. She's absolutely right. I can remember when you didn't go downtown. I worked downtown in the 90s, and at 5 o'clock you left downtown and went home and got out of downtown, especially before dark. And then Mayor Bredesen put Nashville in a position of a number of yeses, as I call them. Yes to the Titans, yes to the Predators, yes to cleaning up downtown. And that led to more people coming here, first from a tourism standpoint. Then it led to more businesses coming here. And what used to be agriculture, manufacturing, and healthcare is now much more than that. It's technology. It's tourism on steroids. It's service industries. It's innovation hubs. It's incubation center startups that we just did not see here 30 years ago. You have the expansion of our infrastructure system. Look at what we're doing at the airport. That is bringing businesses, more people, and Oracle and Alliance Bernstein and Bridgestone and Amazon, and we'll lease them out. They don't come here if we don't have a skilled enough workforce to support those companies. And Nashville's a huge success story in my book.
Well, thank you for that great lead into the next question. A significant shift toward digital transformation has put a premium on new and emerging technologies, placing pressure on players in the banking and financial sectors to modernize legacy systems, bolster cybersecurity, and meet customer demands in new channels. What do each of you view as critical needs from a technology standpoint that complement this relation-centric business? I'm very interested in this as we're looking at new programs that I know all of my colleagues across the universities are saying, what do we need to do in the classroom and in our programs to meet the technology needs? So what do you see? Start with Brad?
Sure. Well, first of all, we've got to utilize technology as it is available to us. Number one, to be competitive. Number two, to provide a better client experience. And, the hot topics for us, I think, and I think Johnny would agree, is cybersecurity and fraud. It is a massive, massive problem right now for the financial services industry, banking industry. We have got to use this technology. We've got to use it to detect fraud better, quicker, more efficiently, to protect our clients' data, to protect the bank. And then the other part of this is every client we have, we're primarily a commercial bank, but the business owners, right, they want to access their ServisFirst Bank information from this room, from their living room, from their beach house, wherever. And they want a consistent delivery. They want to look at their phone, see their bank information. They will look on the computer, see their bank information. And when they do come to the bank to talk to you, they want that information to be consistent. They want it to be easy to use, easy to have for information. And so we've got to make sure that we provide a consistent delivery model to all of our clients across all those platforms.
Johnny?
I would say everybody knows technology is important. I mean, if you have kids, kids in college now don't know what a check looks like. All they got is a cash app. And they're saying, send me money. And it's like you just push a button or you got an unlimited pool and it just happens. But technology is so important for us. And, at Truist, we call it T3, technology, touch equals trust. So our big focus is to go to where our clients are and whatever they need to support their business from the electronics and technology standpoint, that's what we want to do. I think everybody has a routine. If you got a kid in college like I do, the first thing I get up in the morning, say a prayer, look at the counts and make sure they're positive. And fund accordingly and send the scripted text messages about you have a limit. But it's all about, everybody wants instant information. Everybody wants it now. They want to push a button, they want to send money, they want to receive money. And every day, in business, every day they want a dashboard that says how much money I got, how many checks are going out, what do I need to do for cover my operations? And they want it like now. They don't want to look. They don't want to have to call their bank and say, hey, what's there? They want to push a button, and when their screen comes up, it's there. One day it's going to be like everybody's got home and they're going to be washing their face, brushing their teeth, and they're going to push their vanity or their mirror, and all that stuff's going to be right there. That's just where we're going. And as a bank, you got to invest. And that was one of the big basis for our merger become Truist, is to create the capacity to be able to support that wave of technology. And more importantly, the security side of it. Man, we got bad guys every day in Russia, China. They sitting on bean bags, drinking Red Bull, trying to figure out how to hack your account. And we have to prevent that, because you look at us as your guardian, your trusted, to protect your valuable assets, which is your cash.
Absolutely. We want it now, but we want it safe, right? Please.
Yeah, Johnny, talk about your kids wanting money. My 27-year-old still asks me for money. So I totally get that. The question that I'm asked most—
Maybe see a limit there, right?
the question that I'm asked most as far as technology in the investment world is AI. And how is that going to affect financial planning and the advice that we give? And a stat that I love, when I speak, we talk about this, that 80% of the people out there believe that AI is going to take jobs. 90% of those folks don't think it's going to affect their job, though. So kind of a backward stat. But when it comes to AI, yes, we are embracing it. I think it's going to make things much more efficient. It's going to make us more productive from the compliance that you were talking about, Bradford, with anti-money laundering. I think it's going to be fantastic there. As far as it taking people that do financial planning and taking our jobs, I kid around, but I feel like that 90% of what we do is not math. 10% of it's math. I think 90% of what people that do what I do, we act as a counselor, we act as a psychiatrist, we act as a shrink, and to keep people from making emotional decisions regarding their money. And so we feel like I don't see an AI technology that can keep us out of our own self's way. So I feel like that it's going to be a long, long time before that takes humans away from giving financial advice.
And I think that's what we're talking about, that AI is going to be a tool that we need to use, that we need to teach students how to use it. All right, Johnny, the first one's for you. Nashville and Middle Tennessee is a thriving market. We've been talking about that, with the business expansion and relocation leading to a rising demand for banking services. With that in mind, beyond our vanities in the bathroom, are traditional banking practices still effective? If not, what are ways to provide that customized service that resonates with the clients?
At Truist, our purpose to build and inspire better lives and communities. And so with that, it's about relationships. Technology, all that's important, but banking since the beginning has always been about relationship. At certain, you can start off with just a cash out, but at some point you're going to need a mortgage, you're going to need a business loan, and you're going to need to talk to an individual. And that's where relationships come in. And that's when we activate our purpose, is when we start with care and we go to our clients where they are. And we don't go to sell them a product or service. We go and identify what their financial needs they have, and we match up our products and services to help facilitate their financial goals. And that's about being inquisitive, asking questions. I know everybody's busy, and sometimes they just say, hey, bank, do this, and wants the bank to be an order taker. But if you really want to have a relationship, you want to have somebody who's going to be your trusted advisor to help you make right decisions, you got to have that detailed dialogue with your banker to let them know what you're trying to accomplish. And when you do that, then you have this relationship. Everybody understands where everybody's trying to go. And then it's not a sales pitch. It's just matching up things to help facilitate your financial goals. And that's what we do at Truist. We're a big bank, and that's the beauty of it. So we can do everything from the mom and pop to taking companies public. But the deal is going to the client where they are and building that team to support them. Small businesses, it's not just about banking. It's about, how do you help that small business get going? How do you help them get the resources they need to really have solid financial statements so they can come to the bank and get a loan? So at Truist, we do more than just the bank products. I mean, we support organizations like the Nashville Business Incubation Center to help small business, women-owned business to really hit that foundation they need to really build a solid building and take it to the new level. But once again, it's all about care, and care starts with going to where the client is, asking those inquisitive questions to understand their business, and then just matching up products and services to take them where they want to go. We're in the business of advice, advisory, but we have all these great banking products and technology that can make your life easy.
Absolutely.
But it starts with our people.
Growing up in a small town, it was the relationship that was so important. I think we got away from that. And I'm seeing banks come back around to that. And we do. We want to know that face that we go in. All right, Brad, this one's for you. We just talked about a little bit about all the buzz around AI and its expected ramifications on every industry. But how do you see it impacting the relationship-based commercial banking model, if at all?
Johnny touched on a little bit, and at ServisFirst, we look at any type of innovation and technology as an opportunity for us to improve our client experience. And commercial banking, I think across the industry, especially at ServisFirst, is very much a relationship-centric, face-to-face type banking, very trusting. So I don't think, at least I hope not, in the future, I don't see us being replaced by chatbots anytime soon. However, there are several, or many actually, things we can do with AI that can help us provide a better client experience for our customers. On the operational side, operational efficiency. How do we better manage our back office to save costs, be more competitive, right? Banking is, especially in Nashville, one of the most competitive industries that I've ever seen. And to the level ServisFirst can be competitive and perform well, then we can perform good products and services to our clients. But on the operational side, can we onboard clients quicker with AI? Can we be responsive to our regulators quicker, more efficiently, and save time and people for the client side? So they've covered a lot of this, but I think for me on the commercial banking side, AI is going to be most influential on the operational side so that we can provide a better client experience. But the face-to-face model, I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, well, this year, you and your team are celebrating 10 years since the founding of the Wealth Strategy Partners. How have you implemented new and innovative approaches to financial planning in helping clients reach financial goals tailored to their needs?
Yes. So this year is our 10-year anniversary. So we're real proud of that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man. A lot of help from you, from ServisFirst with that. And I see my leadership team here, but when we started the company 10 years ago, one of the reasons that I wanted to start the business was at the time my daughter was getting older and I wanted to have something for her to come into, the same one that asked me for money. And she's 27 now and has zero interest of getting in the business. But the reason when we started our company, we are passionate about financial planning. And one of the reasons that we started Wealth Strategies Partners, and I started with a major Wall Street firm almost 30 years ago, but every firm across this country, whether it's a big major Wall Street firm to the regional firms to independent firms like ours, everyone says they do financial planning. There's not one firm out there that says they don't do financial planning. But the reality is most of the firms out there, they do investment planning and they do a very good job at that. But at our firm, we call it keeping your financial house in order. And the reason that we use a house is just like a house has a bunch of different rooms that need to be kept and cleaned and sometimes completely overhauled, the financial planning is like a house that has a bunch of different rooms in it. Investment planning is just one of those rooms. So we're passionate about helping clients with their investments. Yes, we want to be the best in the world at that, but we also want to make sure that our families that we work with, that their taxes are being done properly, that their estate planning is being done properly, that their healthcare directives are in order. We kid around and we tell people all the time, we may be the best money manager since Warren Buffett. But if your assets aren't titled properly, or your estate plan is jacked up, or your healthcare directives are not up to date, then what good does the investment planning do? So that's what we're passionate about, keeping your financial house in order.
Congratulations on that 10-year anniversary. All right, let's tie this all together and up with a nice bow here. What are those factors or variables impacting the local market that you think Nashville businesses should keep in mind when strategizing over the course of the next 12 to 18 months? Notice that we don't say next 3 to 5 years, the next 12 to 18 months. And how do your respective institutions aid in execution? If you could just give us a 2 or 3 sentence advice on strategizing over the next 12 to 15 months. Start with Brad.
Interest rates.
Interest rates, okay. Or sweet.
And how can we keep track from a overall client level at ServisFirst? How, different industries, who's got revenues declining, who's got revenues that are doing well, and how do we keep our other clients informed of what's going on there?
Okay, done.
Interest rates are very important, but also for businesses, it's just for businesses to sustain themselves. It's about cash flow. How do you manage the cash flow? And one thing at Truist, we just really count in is really understanding the cash flows of our company. And we benchmark them. We benchmark them to industries, to other companies, and really help them understand, hey, are you performing at a high level? Or are you below average? And then if you are below average, how can we help you? How can we help you build the cash flow? Because your cash flow generates your EBITDA generates wealth, because that's the value of your company. And everybody wants to create value in their company.
Okay. Last word.
The great wealth transfer.
Okay.
And that is happening now, and it's going to continue to happen. But by the year 2028, there's going to be more female millionaires in this country than men. By the year 2030, there's going to be more money in the United States controlled by females than males. And that's the first time that's ever happened in the history of this country. So one of the biggest things that's going to happen in our world is that financial advisors and financial planning firms are going to have to learn how to first listen and communicate with the female investor. That's going to be the biggest change.
Wonderful. Well, again, I'm Joyce Heames. I'm the Dean of the Jones College of Business, and I know I speak for all of my colleagues across the universities that we are here to serve. We want to make sure that we're turning out talent in all of the areas, from cybersecurity to banking to financial arena, and we are delighted. So thank you for allowing me to be the moderator. And gentlemen, thank you for being on this panel with me. I appreciate it.